So I'll explain it to you with a very simple example, just a use case of how I would want you to work with an EM. Do you guys mostly agree with me that if you have an hour-long meeting with somebody, it is a good experience for this person to get a follow-up email from you? Right? Most of you guys are saying yes, right? Okay, good. I'm glad you're saying yes. Sometimes I have a founder who says no, and I'm like, oh God, that's your piece of work. But all of you guys said yes, but the reality is you're probably not doing it, right? Why? Because this follow-up email is one of those things that is important. We all agreed upon that yet, but it's not urgent. And so you get back to your desk and you have a lot of like fires to put out and you say, I'll do it later. And then later goes to tomorrow and then the day after. And then you're like, oh God, it feels crappy. Then I'll send a follow-up email. And so you are going to become okay with not doing it all the time. In fact, if you are doing it 40% of the time, you're world class. Think about how this is, in our tech industry right now, that's where it is. And so I'm saying, hey, you should be doing this 100% of the time. And this is basically where the M comes in. If we look at this follow-up email, we can know 3 facts about this email. Number 1, nobody has ever valued you for writing an email. It never has happened and it will never happen. They only value you for sending it. Is that correct? You guys with me? Kate, you're smirking, you're smiling, you're with me, right?
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, it's you can talk 4 to 5 times faster than you can type. And number 3 is you can talk wherever you are, while you can only type when you are sitting in front of the computer. If Valdemir would be still here, I think he left because he had to go. I would say, hey, look, you couldn't write an email right now, but you could talk one. And that's exactly how we basically set you up working with an EM. We basically install onto your phone a dictation solution, like an app that records your voice. That app can send that into a task management solution that alerts your assistant. We typically use Asana, that there's a new dictation. He or she now listens to that particular dictation and turns what you say into something that reads well, because we don't talk the way we write, and puts that into your draft folder, right? And so imagine you having 8 meetings a day, like easy, right? Like you guys have those days. Can I see some nodding? Right? Like 8 back-to-back meetings. You just like tons of meetings. At the end of the day, you will have 8 emails sitting in your draft folder. You click into them, you read them, you click send, you click read send, you click read send, you click read send. What would take you per meeting 10 minutes can be reduced to about a minute if you are working well with this resource, this EM. And so that's an order of magnitude efficiency improvement into the office of the CEO that you will be hard pressed to find anywhere else. And that's not it. A lot of people find that very powerful, but I think what's really powerful is the fact that now you're sending 100% of the people you're meeting with a follow-up email. Not only that, because you dictated the email, it is a bit more thoughtful than the one-liners we typically send in our emergency operation mode that we have, right? You maybe dictate something about what you appreciate about the meeting. Maybe you write something in there of what you've learned. Whenever you tell somebody you've learned something, you are actually giving a hidden compliment to other people, right? You guys are with me on that one, right? It makes other people feel good. You have now the time and the ability to do so because somebody else is writing it and you are just talking it. And so to me, doing 100% of follow-ups in a higher capacity, in a more meaningful, more thoughtful, more kinder way is the difference between good to great. If you want to become a great CEO, these are the small things you have to do. Right. And so that's just like one example, one playbook of how you can work with an EM. And we came up with over 50. And I'd be happy, later on, maybe if